to my beautiful people here on YouTube. And I just realized, hold on. Oh, good gracious. It's too damn early. Time to plug up. We need power. We need power. I went to bed ridiculously early for all the people that reached out to say happy Thanksgiving to me before the end of the night. I didn't respond because I was snoring. I was so stinking tired last night. I was so full of absolute carbs and just bleh. It was bad. I don't know how many people are actually getting up this morning to go to work or how many are getting up to go to Black Friday. I don't know. You see where I'm at. I'm not rushing the lines. Just saying. Black Friday used to be a thing. To me, it's a thing of the past now that we have home delivery and everything else. What is going on down here? Come on. Fit. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Is that a little bit better? It's a little more wobbly. Hold on. There we go. Good gracious. I don't know if it's the turkey or what. I just don't feel... I'm fighting with everything this morning. Fighting with everything. Delilah is tucking away and hiding between my legs under the covers. Usually she's been up this morning running around playing like crazy, and then she just curled up and decided she's ready for her nap this morning after waking me up very early. Just saying. I think I should be the first one that gets to go to bed. Just saying. All right, guys, so what are we here for? What is in the world is this corruption about? What are we doing? What is Bullhorn Betty talking about? Linda, it's nice to see you. Melanie, is it Emma? I'm sorry, Mimi girl. I think I screwed your name up a little bit, but I apologize. And then we have Dawn. It's nice to see you guys. I didn't expect people to be jumping up early this morning at 6:30 in the morning, just dying to see Bullhorn Betty after Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure everybody feels quite like me this morning, very slow. But I have a little rugrat that's got to go potty and stuff like that. So that's what we were doing. I gotta tell you, are you guys paying attention to Ryan Upchurch? I haven't talked about him in a while. I haven't seen... I'm a Mimi girl. Oh, that's sweet. But Ryan Upchurch posted something. I didn't even hear it. But he definitely posted it. And it's kind of a little eye-opening. I think this is the first time we heard. I've been up since 2:30 in the morning, couldn't get back to sleep. My back was bothering me last night. I don't know. Like I told you, I ate so much, my back was hurting. And I was uncomfortable last night. My back, my shoulders, everything. But I am a Doppler radar, okay? Ever since I had the neck surgery, I'm a Doppler radar. And many people don't realize Florida, the panhandle of Florida is probably going to be under snow by Sunday. We've got, it's warm this morning, but I don't expect it to stay that way. We have a polar, what is it? It's polar something. Some polar climate thing is supposed to be moving in to Florida, and it's a true story. Okay, I don't know what kind of polar event, but it's some type. I was reading about it, and it looks like by Sunday we're going to be below freezing temperatures further north of Florida. So that means it's going to be below 32 degrees. I checked the radar for this area, and it looks like we're going to be in the 40s. So while we're not going to get meme girl. Oh, oops, meme girl. Oh, okay, meme. I'm saying it wrong. I tried to explain people. My hooked on phonics is broken. It is what it is, okay? It is what it is. I understand I have glaring imperfections. That's just one of them. Polar vortex is what Linda is saying. Aw, thank you, mean girl. Should I call you mean girl? No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Too soon. Too soon. Okay, it's too early for jokes this morning. I get it. I get it. So I wanted you guys to watch this because one of my mods sent it to me and I did miss it. And she asked me, she's like, "Did you miss this?" I did. I did. I'm gonna have to play it again because we don't have a whole lot of people in chat right now. And this is something that I want everybody to see and hear. No, that's why I did. Because it sounds like Mean Girl. Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Hello, everyone. I'm Assistant Chief Sean Taylor with the Millersville Police Department, Middle Tennessee. Many of you may have seen my video last week regarding the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation raiding our police department and my personal residence.
There you go.
They came and they seized evidence regarding corruption that we had locally that tied into corruption nationally, and they took all of our files so that we are unable to complete these cases. The cases that we've been working on affect every American. They affect us in the mortgages, fraudulent mortgages, human trafficking, narcotics trafficking, and many other crimes. We have crisscrossed the United States talking to state attorney generals, senators, congresspeople, and numerous law enforcement officials throughout the United States. We've identified a major corruption that's transnational. It involves the BRICS nations and China and investment companies and fraudulent mortgages on homes here in the United States in very key counties and key states. It goes into the election integrity and fraud.
Thank you,
it's creating a geopolitical shift within our political system. This is a multifaceted attack from a foreign adversary who is paying off our local municipal, county, state, and federal politicians to keep from coming to light. We are moving forward with this case in other states and other arenas, even though they have taken our files and our information. This is very important to us. When I say us, I mean we the people. It's time that we the people come together. It's time that we stop allowing ourselves to be segregated by our own government. No
We've
matter
talked
what
about
race
that.
you are, what creed, or what religion you are Americans. We need to stand together as Americans and demand accountability of our elected officials. It's time for this corruption to stop and for us to have our country back so that we know we leave it in good hands
Thank you.
to our children, our grandchildren, because if we don't stand up and do this, we will no longer have a country to hand over to them. I'd like to send a special thanks out to Mark Fincham. He wrote a very good article that all of you can go and read at yournews.com regarding the information that I'm talking about tonight. One of the things that happened that really upsets me, that the TBI did at my residence, was they urinated in my bathtub and tracked urine throughout my home. To me, that was the government saying, "Piss on you, America," and that's not okay. It's time to stand up, unify, come together peacefully, and demand accountability. Thank you very much.
Wow. I heard that this morning, and there's a lot that can be said about that. We're going to go into other topics here in just a second, but this is the one that concerns me. This is a law enforcement officer that was doing his job, and his entire police department and home was raided by TBI. Now, I'm sorry, but I've had my own issues with TBI, not personally, but just watching their behaviors, watching their police work. Their police work in a lot of areas, in a lot of respects, is good. In a lot of respects, it's not. And when I hear this, it resonates with me because we know something is going on and we can't put our finger on it. Now, this is much, much larger and much more widespread than the issues we're having in Sumner County with, the Sebastian Rogers case. I do believe that there is something going on in this country. I've talked about it. I told you I think it's money laundering. They're taking our taxpayer money, sending it all to all these countries, the countries that want to see us deceased. Okay, would love to see nothing more than the United States crumble to its knees. And we're handing them billions of dollars. And our politicians are literally making $100,000, maybe $120,000 a year, yet they have millions and millions and millions of dollars in their bank accounts. They have all of these properties across the United States, huge mansions, several of them. And nobody can quite figure out how these politicians, career politicians making at cap $120,000 a year, can have all of this money and property. It doesn't make sense. Something is going on. We're watching our border wide open with cartels running across it. When did America stoop so low to allow another country to poison the American people? And we know the sound, what was it? The sound of, can't remember the name of it. A big production that came out. You guys know what I'm talking about. They were giving tickets away, and we were learning about the children and the HT and ST that were going on with children all over this country, and somehow, the United States wasn't really a part of it. It happened in every other country but here. Yet we have thousands of children missing and have no clue where they are. We've heard about our foster care system. We've had workers, social workers in foster care systems arrested for HT and ST of their children that they're assigned to. Yes, it's happened in this country multiple times, as a matter of fact. Sound of freedom. Thank you. Thank you, Crazed to Five. So we know that this stuff exists, and we have a law enforcement body that's saying, wait a minute, we've been hearing about our farmlands being purchased by the Chinese, and we're all scratching our heads saying, what's going on here? And these are just things that we're hearing here and there, and that just go into the, go by the wayside, because we're like, well, our government will figure it out, right? Our government will put an end to it. Well, what if the government is complicit in all of it? Something to think about. I don't feel safe. There's a reason why I'm doing the stuff that I'm doing here. And how does this tie into Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? Well, this is all happening in the county. This is Martinsville police. We watched them get raided. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving as well, my love. They are complicit. Yeah. And so is it too far-fetched to believe that there's corruption in Sumner County? I mean, we've already seen it firsthand. Not to this level. For those that are just coming in and don't understand what I'm talking about, I want you to watch this. We watched this raid happen. We just never heard the other side of it. The other side of it is like, whoa! And I know it's what most of us have been talking about related to most of our cases with the children, and I kind of pass it off because I'm like, it's too far-fetched. Too far-fetched, is it? Is it? Let's listen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Assistant Chief Sean Taylor with the Millersville Police Department in Middle Tennessee. Many of you may have seen my video last week regarding the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation raiding our police department and my personal residence. They came and they seized evidence regarding corruption that we had locally that tied into corruption nationally, and they took all of our files so that we are unable to complete these cases. The cases that we've been working on affect every American. They affect us in the mortgages, fraudulent mortgages, human trafficking, narcotics trafficking, and many other crimes. We have crisscrossed the United States talking to state attorney generals, senators, Congress people, and numerous law enforcement officials throughout the United States. We've identified a major corruption that's transnational. It involves the BRICS nations and China and investment companies and fraudulent mortgages on homes here in the United States in very key counties and key states. It goes into the election integrity and fraud, and is creating a geopolitical shift within our political system. This is a multifaceted attack from a foreign adversary who is paying off our local municipal, county, state, and federal politicians to keep from coming to light. We are moving forward with this case in other states and other arenas, even though they have taken our files and our information. This is very important to us. When I say us, I mean we the people. It's time that we the people come together. It's time that we stop allowing ourselves to be segregated by our own government. No matter what race you are, what creed, or what religion you are Americans. We need to stand together as Americans and demand accountability of our elected officials. It's time for this corruption to stop and for us to have our country back so that we know we leave it in the good hands to our children, our grandchildren, because if we don't stand up and do this, we will no longer have a country to hand over to them. I'd like to send a special thanks out to Mark Fincham. He wrote a very good article that all of you can go and read at yournews.com regarding the information that I'm talking about tonight. One of the things that happened that really upsets me that the TBI did at my residence was they urinated in my bathtub and tracked urine throughout my home. To me,
who would do that?
The government saying, "Piss on you, America," and that's
Who in the world would do that? I would have swabbed that tub and took it down. I mean, he's a police. I would have sent it to somebody to have it tested. Find out which one it is that did that. And you are fired. That is unprofessional bull junk.
not okay. It's time to stand up, unify, come together peacefully, and demand accountability. Thank you very much.
Now, I don't know about you, but he didn't seem like he is being deceptive. Now, I don't know what the intention of this sheriff is. I mean, his police station was raided, right? He must be a bad sheriff. Must be a bad sheriff. I mean, because our government knows better. TBI knows better. I don't know. I just think this is something that we all should be paying attention to personally. I think it's something that we all should be monitoring. We know something, we can feel it deep down in our gut. Something's not right here. Okay, Sebastian's case aside, this whole raid got our attention, right? And now that we're hearing from the sheriff and what the sheriff is going through for doing the right thing, investigating. But you know what? The political arm that is powerful is the one wielding this sword. And it sounds like a good sheriff is coming under fire for investigating what he's supposed to investigate. Crime. I can understand why he's keeping it in-house versus letting too many people know, but I think his problem is he already did approach state attorneys. He already did approach congressmen across this country. He put somebody on notice that this was going on, and they acted because they can't let this out. Just my opinion. I don't know what's going on. I don't have a whole lot of facts, but I have a sheriff. You know, everybody, even the hate channel says, listen to law enforcement. Listen to law enforcement. Well, this law enforcement body is telling us something ain't right. So, hate channels, take notice. Sometimes law enforcement aren't what they seem. Just saying. I was threatened so bad searching for Chiron BHB, I have stories I could tell you for days. Well, maybe we need to bring you up because I know that that's one of the cases that one of my subscribers, I am work. Aw, you got to work today, cheeky? Aw, that sucks. Well, I work every day, so. Oh, Lady Lacey, thank you. I know. It's upsetting. I think it's because they make money and the people above him make money off a CT, yes. I'm just going to say it. In my opinion, Sebastian was severely abused and we need to find him. Now, this is getting over to the Sebastian case. This is something Cognizance in Crime did. And that name sounds familiar. I believe they've been in my chat before. Now, I don't know if they're Bullhorn Betty friendly. I just recognize the name. So it might be somebody that doesn't really care for me. I don't know. I don't care. If they have good information, I'll still play them. And this is related to the furniture, you know? This is related to the furniture. I'm going to say it in... Yeah, I do believe that. And, you know, when I also received an email from somebody. We're going to go through some of the emails, too. But I want you guys to hear this. This is about the furniture. Let me see if I got it back far enough.
Whose bed and dresser was she?
Okay, hold on. Maybe here.
Moved and not accessible to others unless you were physically gone. Someone did a dirty delete.
Ah, yes, this is it. Let me go back. Here we go.
KP has used this app a lot. She uses it.
It's
They
the
see her
neighborhood.
name on there.
Okay, so just to give you guys clarification, it's the neighborhood app. Okay, everybody around the country can set up this neighborhood app, and it just is like a community social media page. You know, it's something that came out. A lot of the realtors, you know, several when I was in real estate, loved the neighborhood app. We've had it on, like literally on our page, you know, paper for people that are purchasing in a community. We put the link to the neighborhood app and everything else in there for them. Karen, if this is Millersville, that place has corrupt local government. Do you think that the sheriff is corrupt though? Because he seems like he was looking into corruption and got raided because of it. I believe that Tennessee, I think Tennessee is one of the more corrupt states that we have, you know, corrupt through and through. I mean, these small town, it's a culture thing. They're so small that nobody's paying attention to them. And the corruption that's breeding in those small towns, and I'm sure it's not just Tennessee. I'm sure it's small towns across this country. But to me, we're in there because of, you know, the children that keep disappearing and never get found, and no prosecution of the parents ever happened, yet we all know the parents have a hand in it in many of these cases, okay? I mean, Holland Snap, obviously not. Layla Sandinello, obviously not. People that they know, absolutely. But not by the hands of the family members. But we do have cases like Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers, Kyron. You know, we have a lot of other cases that are, you know, potentially the parents. And the parents have had investigation by the Department of Children and Family Services, and nothing happens to them. Nothing happens to them. It's like they don't even try to go for the low-hanging fruit, like the child abuse, the child neglect, the child endangerment. Nothing to do with the disappearance of the child, but prosecuting on those. And that's what tells me Tennessee is broke. These counties are broke. Why are they so broke that they can't prosecute these cases? Or they want to put them all in one case and prosecute it as one? It doesn't make any darn sense. And you know what? The only thing that makes sense is that they're too broke to bring multiple cases to trial. And that tells me a hell of a lot of mismanagement going on in the state of Tennessee. Why? Because I have went through books of my own county. We know how many silos we found here in the county. Let me tell you, in my little county, which is not the biggest county, it's not Chicago, we found $500 million in our local silos being kept away from the taxpayers. $500 million just sitting there while they're raising our taxes. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. And if that's in my tiny little county of 200 and something thousand Again, it's not tiny. It's not like Sumner County. We used to be. But I have about 225,000 residents here. And we had $500 million. That's a lot of money. But this right here is the neighborhood app. And this is about some behaviors and some things that Sebastian's mom did that somebody has found out and actually has sources that they're speaking to about this. So this is the next portion of it. What is going on with the furniture? Remember the Nancy Grace interview where Nancy Grace asked them about furniture and they're like, oh, yeah, no, nothing to see over here. Right? Remember that? Let's listen. Can we get anything out of this? Excuse me for
multiple times, even before Sebastian disappeared. Okay, KP uses this app.
KP, Mama.
And from what they told my source,
there we go.
There was several posts from KP on this app where she was trying to get rid of a bed and a dresser, a kid's bed and a dresser. Okay, and those posts were up approximately a week before Sebastian disappeared. All right, and then as of March 6th, which is just 9 days after Sebastian disappeared, these posts were magically gone. Someone did a dirty delete. And I got news for you. You can't get them back. I tried and tried. I reached out to one of the moderators in that group. They have no way to access any deleted posts. And then I went and did some research, and this here says, no, generally you cannot see deleted posts on a neighborhood app like Nextdoor. Once a post is deleted, it is usually completely removed and not accessible to others unless you are the original poster who may have a temporary window to recover it if it was removed due to a moderation issue. Okay, so again, I want you to remember what Mr. Profit said to Nancy Grace. He told her no furniture had been removed from the house since Sebastian disappeared, or in that time frame of Sebastian disappearing. So Katie, why were you trying to get rid of bedroom furniture between a week before he disappeared and March 6th? And what was so significant about March 6th? I mean, I can't really find anything significant in the date other than it's just 9 days after Sebastian disappeared. And if you remember,
March 6th. Now, we know March 4th was the date that they scaled back the searches and started looking into foul play. Let's be honest, whether they're denying it. We know that they didn't deny a lot. That's true with Sumner County. We have to equate that to protecting the integrity of the investigation. That's the only thing I can come up with of why law enforcement is lying. At least that's what we hope. Now, there's another side to that. What's the other side? They could be covering for the parents. I don't know of too many law enforcement that can get their whole darn body to help cover up something like this. So I have to think that there's more meaningful reasons for it, such as trying to throw the bad guy off, right? That's the only thing I can come up with that makes sense in my world, okay? Trying to gain the trust of the people that are not good, that are doing something that they need to keep talking, keep on their side. That's why I think they're throwing, because this is so publicized, they have to throw the facts off. Sorry, I don't do TikTok, but my friends, I'm friends with BHB on Facebook. Oh, that's good. That's good. I don't judge. I don't judge. I'm on every platform so people can see me on every platform. So if they don't like one platform, they can see me on another. There are many people that don't come over here to YouTube that are on TikTok or Facebook. They don't like YouTube for some reason. I don't blame them. It's a little crazy over here, okay? It's a little crazy over here. But this is interesting about the furniture. And we were told, but much like they were cleared and passed polygraphs and we found out a month later that wasn't true. So we're hearing on Nancy Grace that they've done nothing to furniture. We always wonder why she asked that question, but she's got some of the best researchers ever, okay? And there's always a reason. If she knows the answer to the questions that are coming out of her mouth before she asks them. And so we all caught on the furniture thing, and we're like, why is she asking that? And maybe this is the reason. Maybe they came across this stuff too.
Back to what Seth said last night, it took almost 2 weeks for law enforcement to take Kitty and Chris's electronics. Were they giving them ample time to delete any internet electronic data?
Makes you wonder. I mean, we know that there is corruption, right, in the state of Tennessee. We're watching. We just watched it. Right? So, could this vote in? You know, I don't know. Good morning, Pale. Good morning, Doris. B. Betty, I hope you heard me say good morning to you. And all my mods that are in chat, I don't know which ones are here because I'm not paying attention because this is covering the screen. When I turn it around like that, I can't see anything. So good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you. If you don't know who I am, who this crazy lady is with this phone in her hand, I'm Bullhorn Betty, and I cover true crime. And we're covering the case of Sebastian Rogers. But we had some situations that happened since this case started, like the raiding of Martinsville Police Department. And there are calls of corruption across the state and country that were being investigated, allegedly, by this sheriff. And now we're hearing stuff like this. Why did it take them 2 weeks to get the phones from these people? I don't know. I'm just sharing the information I'm finding. Make your own determination. Good Lord, you know I've already thought about it 1,001 times in my own life. And what does this information mean to me? It's not good, I'll tell you that. That's what it means to me.
Were they giving them time? Whose bed and dresser was she selling? And I know you guys want.
And why is she selling a bed and dresser? Why is she selling a bed and dresser when we hear on the Nancy Grace show that a friend gave them a mattress for their daughter's bed in a $700,000 home? Why would you be taking a used mattress for your beloved daughter? That never made sense to any of us, because people like them don't use used furniture, okay? People like them buy the stuff brand new. Why? Because they're bougie. How do we know that? Have you looked at their home and all their toys? These people are bougie. Just saying.
What I can show you is a post that she left up. But it was from November, just a few months before Sebastian disappeared. And I'm going to show you that one right now. November 14th, 2023, I need help to rearrange one bedroom's furniture on an evening or weekend. It's heavy, but most of it is on sliders. Just too heavy for me to slide without some help. Update for clarification. I will pay you. I will pay for your help.
Doesn't sound like the CP is around to help. Why wouldn't CP help her? He's a big, strong man. Her husband that always wants to protect her from all the crazies out here in the world. Why would he allow some crazy people, unknown to them, to walk in their house and move furniture? Does that make sense? I mean, could. Right? But it seems like a big, rough, tough cream puff like that wouldn't have problems helping his wife move furniture around. What's up with that? She's got to pay someone to push furniture around on sliders because she can't do it by herself? And this was in November? Sounds like there were some problems in November potentially. Don't know. Just, my gears are turning. I'm listening. Let's listen.
I am near Beach High. That's Katie Proudfoot, Shackle Island. Now this is from November now. Whose furniture was she moving? Was it Faith's? Were they getting ready for Faith to come and they were trying to move furniture? Was it Sebastian's? Were they getting rid of his beds? What were they getting rid of? This was the precursor right here to that furniture that was removed in some way.
Now, this just popped in my head as I was listening to it. Heavy furniture. Would a little girl have heavy furniture? I mean, little girl rooms, you know, their furniture is fairly light because people like cute stuff. You don't typically buy a 6-year-old a solid wood bed that they're going to color on, you know, kick, horseplay on. Usually they have cute little girly rooms, right? With cute furniture. Usually cute furniture is a lot of money, but it's cheap furniture. Heavy? Would a 15-year-old boy have heavy furniture? I mean, the heaviness of it is what's concerning me. Because, I mean, I can move I've got adult furniture, right? Now, one of them is solid wood. It's my Bernhardt furniture set that's in my ex-husband's room. That's solid wood. It takes frickin' 15 big muscle guys. Now, I'm exaggerating. But it takes big muscle guys to move that, and you ain't moving that stuff with sliders. Like, you got to tear it apart and move it piece by piece. The wood is so heavy. Like, even my armoire is 2 pieces, and it breaks your back for 2 people trying to lift the one section up on the top section up on the bottom section. But you're talking about some major bedroom stuff, and definitely not something for a child. Just saying, just putting it out there. Maybe you guys have. Betty, do you have pictures of the inside of their home? Only on Zillow. I don't have any kind of personal knowledge of their home. I've never been in their home. The only way I'm able to have any type of insight of floor plan layout or anything like that is through Zillow or Redfin, or one of those that have third party, they can share information third party. That means from their local MLS. It's thrown out on these different platforms, and that's how I'm able to see. But no, I don't really have anything personally.
This was the precursor. She needed help moving it. And just to show you, this really is an app. This really is an app. So, I really wish I could get my hands on those posts that were deleted. Because I would love to know why you put these items up for sale a week before Sebastian went missing and then removed the post on March the 6th.
Wow.
Anybody that used this app, if you are in the Hendersonville area and you remember seeing those posts from her, please reach out to me. Let me know. I trust my source.
Okay, and then she's gone into how she trusts her source. We all trust our sources until they burn us, and I've had sources burn me as well. So, the sources are as much as you can say, but there is that. So that was definitely curious, to say the least, when it comes to this, right? So let's go back. I've got some things. Hold on, let me go up to there we go. We've got a couple of different, that was from, okay, thank you. You know who sent that to me. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Thank you so much about that. Here's one that was pretty interesting. Make sure this is nobody can see anything. It's this circle right here, right there. And this is interesting because we were going over the post from At Night Intelligence Agency. What did I miss? Is there any updates with Sebastian Rogers? Hey, Kylie. We're just going over some information about the case. Well, we started out with a word from the Martinsville Sheriff, our police department. It's a small little police department that had been doing an investigation on corruption. And they were raided, ironically, by the people that they were investigating, ironically. And then we go into Cognizance and Crime, I think is the name of the channel. and they were talking about the furniture. Remember when Nancy Grace, oh, I'm from Australia. Well, it's nice to have you here, love. But Nancy Grace's interview, they stated that they weren't in the process of selling or doing anything with furniture, that the reason why the mattress was out in the garage is because one of their friends gave them a mattress for their daughter's room. And what we're learning is that there was a request to move furniture as far back as November 2023, a few months before Sebastian disappeared. There was also a post that apparently was dirty deleted. Now, this is all allegedly, I would say in my opinion, but it's not really my opinion, it's somebody else's, because that's why I was playing their stuff. They state that, what is it possible? The reason why they didn't collect the phones is to allow the mom and the stepdad to delete pertinent information off their phone. I guess it's plausible. But apparently there were requests to sell some bedroom furniture a week before Sebastian disappeared. And on March 6th, those posts were deleted. And if we look back in the timeline, we know that the case took a turn for a different path around March 4th. That's when law enforcement came up and said they're scaling back on the search for Sebastian, and they're going to be going the investigative route for Sebastian. That was 2 days prior to these posts being deleted off this neighborhood app. So that's kind of the gist of what I've listened to this morning. But this right here, this next circle is going back to what we talked about yesterday, what we learned yesterday from the at-night intelligence department or agency. And they were looking for a person that has this olive or military green hoodie. And apparently this person in this hoodie had some conversation that lasted less than a minute with the mother of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, according to the at-night intelligence agency. And this is the only thing we heard about was this green hoodie. So this next statement is going to kind of take us by surprise, because it took me by surprise. There are another YouTuber about CT in TN and said TBI does not play well with other LE because they're corrupt. Listen, any agency that doesn't play well with federal bureaus of investigation, Secret Service, and stuff like that, they're hiding something. Because I don't know any law enforcement body across this United States that would not be willing to take resources and help, i.e. money from other and resources. I mean, that's stuff they don't have to pay for. When you have the FBI or the Secret Service, they're being paid by the federal government. And you're having TBI front load all these costs? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. So yes, we do see that Tennessee, like I said, Tennessee has a culture issue. And that culture issue needs to be just completely blown apart. Because what they're doing is wrong. How they're handling their business is wrong. It's putting people in danger. And it's all for $1. And it makes me sick to my stomach. And so this is why we do what we do. This is why we are not mainstream media, thank God. Because mainstream media, they don't even have to be bought and paid for. They just have to be reprimanded or told that if they continue down this line, they will be withheld from this, that, and the other, right? They won't be able to have a one-on-one interview with, the governor, or they won't be able to have the one-on-one interview with their local law enforcement heads and stuff like that. That's what they're threatened with. And I know this for a fact. Remember, I have family that are in actual mainstream media, right? They're in mainstream media. I'm in alternative media. And the nonsense that mainstream media has to go through just to run a story is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. It has nothing to do with being sued either. It's just a pat on the back. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. Nonsense. We don't play that here on social media. We don't play it at all. But this is actually kind of a little odd, but I do believe you, Christine. I do believe you. Hey, Robin, it's nice to see you. Wow, I'm going to have to go back and watch. Yeah, you should. You should. you know, the more time this goes in, the more time we've had to research, you know, dissect all of this stuff, because let's face it, everything is stopped. It takes us months to get through all the stuff that's out there that we missed, and building more blocks that we can see that apparently this law enforcement body can't see, or just doesn't have the evidence, and has to keep their mouth shut because they don't have the evidence, and they're just diligently waiting for somebody to bring it in, which is where social media comes in, because we literally get this case out and we keep it in the algorithm, and somebody that knows something that may not have watched this before may eventually come across it, and that's the work of social media. Why are mainstream media picking up cases like this? Because social media has made it a priority. There are hundreds of thousands of people learning about this case every day, and mainstream media wants to be a part of it. But don't forget that the work started with social media. We are very, very powerful in these types of cases, bringing awareness to them and dissecting the cases for our audience. Much different than mainstream media will dissect the cases, because we just talk to our audience the way we would talk to anybody, right? You guys are like family. We're having a conversation around our dinner table or our dining table, drinking a cup of coffee and talking about the case. We're not saying, oh, whoa, you know, we need this. We can't say that. We can't say that, you know. No, we can't. Let's remove the BS. Yes, we can talk about it. Yes, we can have our own opinions. Yes, we can speculate. Guess what? Not illegal. Not illegal at all. And I'm sorry. I've got a lot of people in our chat every single day that are smarter than me, that write to me and break things down for me, and pick things up from other channels like this gal, right? This is what it says, I think the yellow jacket guy was skinny and the green hoodie guy was husky. Mind blown. We're only hearing about a green shirt, our green hoodie, right? We're only learning about a green hoodie. Now we have a potential yellow jacket guy that's slimmer. Now, this isn't coming from the At-Night Intelligence Agency. This is actually not even, I don't even know if Brittany J discussed this. This was a comment in Brittany J's live. About the yellow jacket guy. So has other people known about this green hoodie guy for a while? Aw, you going to work? You guys have a great day. Thank you, Betty. Gotta go take my son to school. Oh, take care, love. Take care. I will admit I'm not the brightest tool in the shed. Yeah, everybody says that, but they send me a whole bunch of stuff, and you know what? It's worthy. So don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. I thought that was interesting. Yellow jacket guy was skinnier than the green hoodie guy, and the green hoodie guy was husky. So that's interesting. We might be looking for a yellow jacket guy too. Just don't know it. It might be something that At-Night's holding against their chest. Who knows? Who knows? So here's another one. I gotta be careful. Let me see what this says. Was this one starred too? Yes, it is. So this is my last starred one for today. It says, please watch from 157 to 203. It gave me the link. In the state of Tennessee, child abuse charges on children with intellectual disabilities such as autism are automatically bumped from misdemeanors to felonies. For example, it's a Class B felony to spank a child with autism with a belt. I believe we do have the stepfather admitting to that very thing. Sounds like it's a chargeable offense. And he admitted to it. So why aren't there any charges? Kim T says, love all the great leads. Thank you, Betty. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So we need to look up the laws on that. Let's start forcing and petitioning the state of Tennessee to do something. Maybe Sumner County, right? Instead of sitting on their hands and doing nothing, maybe we should look up the laws and start building this case and sending it over to the DA. That might be, well, I mean, we can do that. We can do that. And we can send a copy to TBI as well as Sumner County to bring charges. He admitted to this thing. If this is true, we need to look up the laws and find out if that is true. There's no laws in here, but it might be related to the section. Oh, love you, Betty and Delilah. Thank you, Stacy. 6 whole months. God bless you. I don't understand why they aren't arrested yet, just for that, the abuse. That's what we said in the Sumner Wells case as well. I went and met with the district attorney in the Sumner Wells case, sat down at a round table and talked to them about our concerns, and they listened to us. The only requirement we had is we could not record it, and we told them we would not record it. And we went in there and sat with the state attorney, and they were very apprehensive, but they did open up to us. And we asked them, why are you not going for the low-hanging fruit with Don and Candace? And they assured us when the time is right, they would bring the charges. Well, you know what? It's been 4 blessed years coming up to it, approaching 4 blessed years. And still, I don't like when state attorneys or DAs lie to me. I really don't. I don't like it at all. But we applied a crap ton of pressure to that county. And they ended up, the detectives met with us over 2 days for 2 hours one day, 2 hours another day. And we were able to sit down with the DA and talk to them about our major concerns. And they assured us that they would be bringing charges when the time was right. Well, the time's been right. And let's face it, some of these charges have statutes of limitations that have probably ran out or close to running out and still never brought about Don Wells or Candace Bly. It makes me sick. Welcome to Tennessee. Now you know why me and Tennessee are having such a problem. So let's read that again. It's a case. It is a Class B felony to spank a child with autism with a belt. CP admitted on national TV he did this. He could have been charged with a felony child abuse now for that act alone. If KP even knowingly left Sebastian with an RSO, even for 10 minutes, automatic felony child abuse as well, even if nothing happened. This creator, Julia, reminds me of you. Oh my gosh, you'll love her. She looks up to you. She really wants you to know about these laws, etc., that she has uncovered. She would like to see CP and KP charged with felony child abuse and for Seth to get full custody before Sebastian is found. Either way, if alive, he would automatically be returned to Seth if CP and KP are charged with child abuse, and he gets full custody now. Seth needs to have sole control over Sebastian to ensure proper, if it comes down to it, a proper autopsy is done. Then Seth can decide what to do with Sebastian. Should that be the situation, he would have custody over Sebastian and his final resting place. I'm paraphrasing here. So let's listen to this. Let's get it down to 157. I think it was there.
You didn't deny him food, Chris Proudfoot? No, I didn't. We never denied him food. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm so happy to be here. Do you guys want me to keep doing lives? I don't know what to do. Like,
maybe I'm at the wrong part. Am I at the wrong part?
I appreciate any advice you guys give me. I don't know if I'm doing too much of one thing or too little of another.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me go back to that. It feels like I got it wrong. I'm watching from 157 to 203. Is that 1 hour and 57 minutes? Yeah. Okay, let's try it again.
I tell you this. T-shirt idea. If there's ever a trial of the Proudfoot, oh my God.
Where is that? I can't seem to find it. Let me go back to, maybe it's at the very beginning. Maybe the 150.
We're happy.
Let's see.
The joke, you don't drink?
Okay, well, I can't find it. The person that sent me that, can you find the exact spot where it talks about the felonies and stuff like that? I'm so sorry. I'll have to watch that a little later. But I do appreciate it. I did not delete your email. I'll try to find that location. Yeah, this is just a tough case. It's a tough case. When we get involved, we, wrap our hands around and our hearts around the family. If there's an innocent side or not, we try to wrap our hands around the family. Even in Audrey Cunningham's case, her mom didn't have custody of her and hadn't seen her in a really long time, but had been fighting with her ex to have her in her life. Her mom had stumbled, into substances and stuff like that. And we wrapped our arms around her. We wrapped our arms around her when people were saying she was a POS mom and stuff like that. She lost her daughter and had nothing to do with it. And not only that, the people that were around her daughter were out of her control. She had no choice but to stand by and watch this, because she had no rights to make decisions in her daughter's life until her daughter was gone. And it was gone because her daughter's father, her ex, decided to let these criminals come and stay at his property, on his property with his mom and dad, and around his young daughter. And these were RSOs, or people that had done horrible things to children and women in the past. And he didn't care until it affected his daughter. But when it affected his daughter was gone. I have no respect for people that jeopardize their children. If people, you don't take in, when you have a young child, you don't take in people from jail. Okay, you just don't. It's a recipe for disaster, especially if you have a young girl. And these are grown men. Anything can happen. We are in a society where we know anything can happen. And we do not jeopardize our offspring to be the good guy. We just don't. And that's what happened in that case. So, people have their opinions, and they can have their opinions. I really don't, really care if their opinion's negative or whatever. I can't care about everybody's opinion, I just got to worry about mine and my behavior and what I do. And people were saying some horrible things about her. And I was there, Olivia was there, and we went and supported Audrey Cunningham's mother and her efforts. We supported her celebration of life. We didn't support the other family's celebration of life. They were there, they came, the grandparents came, and they left before it was even over. How disrespectful. How absolutely disrespectful. Money does not buy you integrity. Money does not give you couth or common courtesy or being a decent human being. And that's what we were dealing with Audrey's father and his family. So it's, we're dealing with that in the Sebastian Rogers case in part because one side of the family where Sebastian was living has money and doesn't mind flaunting it around. It doesn't mind acting like they're not going to be held accountable because they have all this money. That comes down to the corruption in the counties. We expect counties to handle themselves appropriately, whether the person's a high roller or not, right? We don't expect the county or law enforcement to treat somebody differently because they don't have money versus somebody that does. I think we've moved heaven and earth since the 1990s to make sure that everybody is treated fairly, whether they come from means or don't come from means. We worked very hard to make sure people are not judged on the color of their skin, and that this person, because they're white, only gets XYZ time, but because this person's black or brown, they get this exorbitant jail sentence. That once happened in this country. That's what forced our judicial system to provide these areas. Like, if they're convicted of this, they've got to have this, this minimum sentence up to this maximum sentence. They instilled those because people were being judged whether they had money and color of their skin. That's why all of these things have happened. And now it gives them less wiggle room when providing sentencing. They're now hooked into this sentencing criteria. Yeah, that now they can just say, I'll give you a minimum sentence with possibility of parole while giving another guy a maximum sentence with no possibility of parole. It's still unfair, but it's better. Okay? It's still unfair, but it's better. But when we go into these areas and we see that one family is treated differently than another family, and we know one family is corrupt as hell while the other family is just trying to find their son, it really makes my blood boil. Because that to me is corrupt. That to me is wrong. That to me is not honorable. We need people in law enforcement, when you see your top brass acting wrong, you make reports. You cause the ripple behind the scenes. That's what we need from our law enforcement body. Because this kind of stuff, being quiet and being swept under the rug, is not helping you in your future. It's not helping your community. And it's not helping solve these cases. At the end of the day, Sumner County, whether they want to acknowledge it or not, because we know law enforcement has a hard time acknowledging any wrongdoing, right? They messed this case up. People that are trained in this type of stuff, especially with children and all the work that the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children have done, and us being in that and reviewing everything over the years, we know that this, and this needs to happen. And when we don't see this, and this happening, we raise the roof. And when law enforcement doesn't think it's important and just dismisses it, then we find ourselves here 9 months later with no movement. Why? Because those critical things that needed to be done at the very beginning of the case were not done. They didn't believe these parents could be horrible parents. As a matter of fact, they think that they're great. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I think every last real detective and real law enforcement officer in Sumner County can smell this a mile away, especially as some layman person over here that's just been covering these cases can smell it a mile away. And if they can't, they need to be fired because they're garbage detectives. And I don't believe that. In my heart of hearts, I don't believe that. But we are entitled to our opinions and our criticism. And I'm going to be very critical of Sumner County because of what they did to me. I call it bullshit. I know if they've done it to me and they were so comfortable doing it to me, they've done it to many other people. And I want to make sure that that never happens again. And I also want to make sure that we find answers in the Sebastian Rogers case because, quite frankly, I have no trust. I've lost my confidence in Sumner County in solving this case. I've lost my confidence in the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations because they keep failing all these children over and over again. Of course, you can find a kid that's lost, that's truly lost. But what about the ones that have been injured and hidden? That's where they fail. They fail over and over and over again. They fail to take these cases. They didn't have to, and I told that to the district attorney in Summer Wells' case. You don't even have to charge him. You can still work on the case. You can still work on the case of her disappearance and still put these people behind jail, locked away for their abuse of their daughter and children. You've got all three of her brothers removed from that home and have been removed from that home literally within 2 weeks of her disappearance, and they've never been brought back. If you're going to remove kids indefinitely from a home, it's because some crime has happened inside that home. Charge the parents or give the kids back. That's how we roll. Because to me, it doesn't seem like due process that you can remove a child from a home and never give him back to a parent and never charge the parent with a single crime. That to me sounds all kinds of wrong and both directly negative in our law. But they're the kangaroo courts called family courts. only be for divorce. It should not, in child custody. It should have nothing to do with removal of a child. Those should be going to criminal court. Because in order for you to have a child removed, a crime had to happen. We had it in Summer Wells' case. We have it here in Sebastian Rogers' case. Something has got to be done. I don't know what yet. Maybe guys send me some ideas on what we can do to move this needle forward. Because this low-hanging fruit, this child abuse, child neglect, child endangerment, that should be the saving grace of law enforcement in Tennessee, but they choose not to use it. They have laws to prevent this type of stuff happening, but they don't utilize them. Why? Because they don't want to have to keep going back and forth to court, i.e. spend money. Why? Because they're broke and they're mismanaged. Something has got to change, and the culture has got to change in Tennessee, and people have got to start standing up and speaking up in that state and start voting better. Don't vote because you got 15, mailers from this one politician. Most politicians that have that kind of money are already corrupt. How do you think they have the money? They've already been bought and paid for by all these people. That's how they have all the money to send you those nice, pretty brochures in the mail. Get out and start thinking. Who's saying the stuff that you want to hear? Pick up the phone. And what are you going to do about the children that keep disappearing in this country, in this state? And nothing's ever done with them. What are you going to do, Mr. Politician? Nothing? All right. See ya. Thanks for the nice mailers. Right? Quit going for the trend. Start digging into these politicians. They're destroying our country. They're destroying our legal system. And our children are disappearing at alarming numbers. And nobody knows what's happening to them. And nobody's being prosecuted for them, especially in the state of Tennessee. We need help. We need help in Tennessee. There's no doubt about that. We need help in Tennessee. Guys, we have 356 people in chat, and we only have 96 likes. Don't forget to get those likes up. That helps get me and push me out in the algorithm. And we're waking up Delilah because she's been sleeping. Quit being so shy. Quit being so shy. Say hi to the coffee club. Say hi, coffee club. I'm going to do what she hates me doing. Say hi, coffee club. Hi, my mommy's forcing me to be here. I was sleeping and she made me say hi to you all, so I'm just going to say hi. Can you look at him? Just look at him. Okay, good. There you are. Okay, you can go back to your nice warm little smile. All right, there you guys go. You guys got a little piece of Delilah, your Delilah fix for today. She's such a cutie pie, isn't she? She is such a cutie pie. And she did this whole little thing where she stretches in the morning. Oh! And she does this thing where she puts her paws around her little face. She looks so cute in the morning. Her morning wake up is just so adorable. It is. It's so adorable. She is so spoiled. Aren't you? Quit looking at me in that tone of voice. You know you're spoiled rotten. Maybe you don't know you're spoiled rotten, but you're spoiled rotten. All right, guys. Oh, Ricky Beavers, my friend. I miss you so much. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. I'm glad I caught your name. I thought you left me. I saw that you called like a month ago. I tried calling you back. I think I might even have left you a message. But I keep my phone on do not disturb. So when I don't pick up, I know you called. I'll call you back. So I apologize about that. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I've been watching you. I have been watching you. You've been doing great. I love it. I just woke up, dang it. Oh, River, that's okay. You can hit the replay. You can hit the replay, love. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm just going to chill. Today I'm going to do some research. I found this. I still got a lot of emails. I've been behind in emails because of everything going on. I got to get through the emails. I'm getting through them little by slow, but we'll be doing some lives on this channel as well as my other channel today. The other channel, I'm going to be talking about other stuff in the news. Trying to take some of that off because I really want to focus this channel on Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and then the other channel will just put all the other breaking news on. so it doesn't get too confusing or whatever. I think that's going to be the best way so I can utilize both channels. So, anyways. Okay, have a good day, you guys. I'm out of here. I'll be back a little later today when people are waking up, you know. But I figured we'd get started. I saw these things. And for those that are just tuning in, don't leave yet. I wanted you guys to see this because many of you guys weren't here for the beginning of the show. And I want you to hear this message from this sheriff. It's pretty creepy. I got to be honest with you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Assistant Chief Sean Taylor with the Millersville Police Department in Middle Tennessee. Many of you may have seen my video last week regarding the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation raiding our police department and my personal residence. They came and they seized evidence regarding corruption that we had locally that tied into corruption nationally, and they took all of our files so that we are unable to complete these cases. The cases that we've been working on affect every American. They affect us in the mortgages, fraudulent mortgages, human trafficking, narcotics trafficking, and many other crimes. We have crisscrossed the United States talking to state attorney generals, senators, congresspeople, and numerous law enforcement officials throughout the United States. We've identified a major corruption that's transnational. It involves the BRICS nations and China and investment companies and fraudulent mortgages on homes here in the United States in very key counties.
Oh, thank you, Oma.
It goes into the election integrity and fraud, and is creating a geopolitical shift within our political system. This is a multifaceted attack from a foreign adversary who is paying off our local.
It's not letting me straighten it up
because
this camera's crooked.
To keep from coming to light. We are moving forward with this case in other states and other arenas, even though they have taken our files and our information. This is very important to us. When I say us, I mean we the people. It's time that we the people come together. It's time that we stop allowing ourselves to be segregated by our own government. No matter what race you are, what creed, or what religion you are Americans. We need to stand together as Americans and demand accountability of our elected officials. It's time for this corruption to stop and for us to have our country back so that we know we leave it in the good hands to our children, our grandchildren, because if we don't stand up and do this, we will no longer have a country to hand over to them. I'd like to send a special thanks out to Mark Fincham. He wrote a very good article that all of you can go and read at yournews.com regarding the information that I'm talking about tonight. One of the things that happened that really upsets me that the TBI did at my residence was they urinated in my bathtub and tracked urine throughout my home. To me, that was the government saying, piss on you, America. And that's not okay. It's time to stand up, unify, come together peacefully, and demand accountability. Thank you very much.
Now, I will tell you, I passed the Martinsville Police Department while I was in Sumner County. I think, let me see where Martinsville is. Weekly County. Well, that's Martins. I don't know. I remember going, it's Martinstown or Millersville or something like that. I can't remember what he said. Hold on, let me go back to this thing. Hold on. Let me start it over again.
Hello, everyone. I'm Assistant Chief Sean Taylor with the Millersville Police Department.
Millersville. Sorry, I don't know why I keep messing it up. I knew it was wrong. Millersville. Millersville. I think I keep saying Martinsville for some reason. I don't know why. Millersville. Millersville, TN is what county? No joke. Part of Millersville, the city of Millersville, is in Robertson and Sumner County. The population is 5,308. And according to the census of 2010, it was 6,440. It's funny how these corrupt counties start losing population because people, want to get out of there. I know a lot of people after this case in Sumner County have packed up and moved out of that county. Just saying. Ryan Upchurch just makes up stuff when oh God, Humpty and Bex, this is not him making this up. This was not him talking. It was the sheriff or the chief of police for Millersville. That was the chief of police. That's not Ryan Upchurch making stuff up. That's a statement from the chief of police. Come on. And unless you're hanging out with Ryan Upchurch, I don't know if you'd have any knowledge of his consumption of substances, if there is any. Because let's face it. Oh, this is another thing I wanted to say. I heard somebody was talking about the JJ. It was J for J, right? The lady that decided to sleep with JLR. And yes, that was provided to me by several people. Okay, my ex, while I was dating him. Okay? And she says that I'm all about her vajayjay. No, I'm not. But what I do find disgusting and appalling is that women are on this platform searching for men. And that is something I'm going to be talking about, because if you're going to be on this platform, fishing for men should be especially if you're in true crime, should be the lowest of your priorities on these platforms, okay? That's why I talk about it. And yeah, when people take on cases and start sleeping around with people that are also taking on those cases, it's kind of disgusting. And yes, people talk. And guess what? I wasn't there for either one of these events. Let me just put it out there like that. But when you have several people talking about them, it's true. So you can sit there and talk and try to shame me all day long. You are a disgusting, vile individual, and you went from being a good content creator over to the roach channels. And the roaches are your friends now. If that doesn't say anything about your integrity, clearly we hit the nail on the head. And it wasn't like it's being denied. Let's say, just take it, J for J, your shoes were at his house, for the love of God. Just saying. Anyways, we're going to move past that. But I don't like people sitting up there and trying to say, oh my gosh, this is what she does. No, it's not what I do. It's what I do when I have the information and the intel. And you know what? All you got to do is keep those legs closed. You won't have the problems. You definitely don't have people saying it about me unless they're lying. Why? Because I know how to. Just saying. Hell, I've been home for the last year. What are you going to say about me? I'm just saying. I heard that and I started laughing. I was like so frustrated. I'm like, did she really say that? She knows damn well what she did. And she was married. Both of these ladies are married. If I was going to say it about everybody, wouldn't I be saying it about Sebastian's mom? Shouldn't I be saying it about Sebastian's mom? I don't, because there's no evidence of it. But for these two ladies, there is. Anyways, that's my take on it. That's my 2 cents. Spend it how you wish. Don't spend it all in one spot. But if people don't like it, then I'll have to watch, right? I'm a little butthurt over all these women. I gotta be honest with you, because I was none the wiser. But it's a jaded feeling. I will be honest with you. It's a jaded feeling. And I don't know if I will ever get over it. And when I do get over it, maybe I'll start dating again. I don't know. Our children are not for sale. Thank you, Patty. You're right. They're not. Sound of Freedom was a good movie. And it was an eye-opening movie. But what I don't like is that it was applied to every other country but here. It's like we don't have a problem here. It's in all these other countries that are shipping these kids here. And now that we know what we know, and all these children are missing, teenage kids, where are they? Where are they? We don't know where these kids are. These teenage kids are gone. And then probably another 10 years later, one of them is going to be arrested for, solicitation. And they're going to go to jail for it. And they were brought in at such a young age. Where's their help? When's somebody going to stand up and help them? Because right now, us acting like it's somebody else's problem, it's all these other countries. It's not. It's happening right here in our country. We know it. We feel it. We see it. We see all these attempted and alleged kidnappings in stores. We've watched it on we go look at videotapes. I mean, people are actually pulling these footages from Walmarts and Targets of these individuals distracting mom while the other one grabs the child. This is happening all over our country. Why is it not on every single mainstream media news outlet? Why are we only seeing these videos on social media? Why is mainstream media not running these cases? We hear about, there was an attempted kidnapping. That's all you hear. Next thing you know, nobody ever talks about it again. This is happening in our country. And we've got a chief of police in Millersville saying, we know it's happening. We're investigating it. And my front door was kicked in and all of my investigative materials were taken from by the very people that were investigating. Nothing to see over here. And TBI's things like, oh, well, we had a rogue chief of police. Really? If he was rogue, why did you need the files? Maybe to burn them? Hide them? Where's the transparency here? And then we find out this chief of police is in Sumner County too. Whew! Sumner County. I knew it. I could smell it a mile away. I knew when I walked in there was something not right. Well, I guess you can keep throwing me in jail for my opinion or my exposure of your county. I guess that's working for you so far. Just saying. It's working for you so far. So enthusiastically. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving with their loved ones and families. I hope everyone put our cases and victims of crime in your thoughts and prayers as you guys were giving thanks for your life, your food, your family, your friends, and everything that's positive in your life. However, there's a lot of people in this country right now that are struggling with no positivity in their life right now, just feeling like doom and gloom. So what we can do today as a token of honor to Sebastian Rogers is uplift somebody today, right? If you see somebody struggling, help them. Somebody behind you, buy them, in a rinky-dink car, buy them a coffee. You see somebody on the side of the road freezing, go get them a blanket, right? Let's put a positive light in somebody's life today. Each and every one of us have control over what we do and how we act. We can't control the world. We can't control other people, but we can control what we ourselves do and how we present ourselves out to the world. So I just ask you today, if you see somebody struggling, maybe uplift them today. Today's a great day to uplift somebody else. If you're religious, maybe give them a little encouragement, maybe some scripture, something that will help them, start empowering them. It's all about empowering one, because we can't control somebody. We can't tell somebody what to do, right? All we can do is empower them to do better. That's it, right? And so that's what we try to do each and every day. All right, guys, don't forget to stand up and speak up. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, let's bring humanity back and be kind to one another. Be kind to one another. All right, guys, I'll be back later today. Have a great day. God bless. We'll see you soon.